What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 in Minecraft. This is part 42, and in this one, we're going to be getting all of the... Well, we'll be starting with the texturing of this room, actually. But we're going to be getting all these rooms here on the side of statues done, along with this final one here. And that is all we do, not a ton, but this room does take a while here. And anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so before we actually do the funny little rooms themselves, I actually want to talk about the texturing in this room. Now, it's the same thing going down from technically both layers of the walls, which would be this portion here and then this, hold on, this portion here. And you want the following materials. It's going to be cyan wool, cyan concrete powder, and stripped warped hyphae, or stem, doesn't matter which one. Now, I would recommend starting from the bottom and working your way up. However, I would recommend actually breaking everything first. So, I guess in addition, I would recommend getting out mud as a side, light gray stained glass panes as a side, and did I ever actually do that? I don't think I did, but deep slate tile walls, maybe. It's kind of more of an... Those last two are mainly optional, but the mud will kind of be useful. So from the tops of the walls, you want to, I wouldn't go less than 3, but you want to break like 3 down to like, what, 8 maybe? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll even go 9. I think 9 is the lowest you want to go. And you want to kind of go, you know, in those gaps. If you end up breaking down 9 and you're breaking into a window segment, the polished deep slate walls will become deep slate tile walls, the glass panes will become light gray stained glass panes, and the gray concrete will become mud. And yeah, I'll just do a small section and kind of show you what the deal is here. Because, yeah, I don't really think doing all of that is entirely necessary. But, yeah, I would, again, this is another one I'd recommend getting some help with. I had 2 people helping me when I did this originally. So, yeah, but... And then it'll be stripped wood hyphae at the bottom, then cyan concrete powder in the middle, and cyan wool at the top. If you have a situation like this where you have 2 rows next to each other that are longer, you can do one of 2 things. You can make the, like, I guess you could remove this stripped wood hyphae and just make it cyan concrete powder. But it is probably ideal to have the rows connect to some capacity. Okay, bye. It is generally ideal to have them connect somehow. And kind of create more of a pattern consistency. So like here, I guess I'll just place 2 hyphae and then do kind of like that. So you see what's going on here. You can remove a block if you need to make that work better. Like even here, I could technically get rid of this cyan concrete and then, you know, do another concrete powder there and have the stripped wood hyphae start again or whatever. Just kind of spice it up as you want. I don't really think there's a right or wrong way to do this, but, you know, and obviously some situations you'll have a row that'll sprout off of nothing, I guess. So just do that as you please, I suppose. But yeah, just kind of don't think. That's, if I would, like, explain one thing about texturing, it's try to not use your brain, because it's just going to make it more confusing. But something like that, that's not even perfect. That wasn't even how I was doing it originally, just that is kind of what ended up happening when I was getting help, in particularly this room in the game station. But yeah, do that either now or at the end of the part or whenever, it doesn't matter. I don't know, the end of the part might have something else, but I'm not really sure. It should have been said in the intro if there was. But anyway, you want to do any of the windows except for the backmost 2, because those are different. We're going to structure block these for the most part, which will actually include that second to last one. The last one we won't, and the second to last one we'll have to do some things with. But that's not really something we're too concerned about right now. So anyway, you want to make sure you're inside, and you want to get out the following, or I guess outside. Polished diorite, quartz bricks, andesite walls, diorite walls, sea lanterns, spruce trap doors, polished black stone stairs, and I think that's everything we need, actually, for these rooms, which is nice. So, the first room will have, or basically, you want to consider, because we're going to have doors on the walls, I'll mention the pattern with and without. Basically, if there's, like, another window to that side, you want a door on that side. If there's not, you don't want one. So, basically, this first one's the only weird exception. But anyway, coming out of the gray concrete, or the row below the gray concrete, rather, the full row of light blue there, you want to go back with 7 rows of polished diorite. Which will basically go from corner to corner of the gray. And it'll give you a nice floor. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I have nothing else to say. It should look like this. Around it on each side, you want to place quartz bricks just kind of outside a row, and it's going to go up to the top row of gray concrete. So it should be, what, 6 rows? Yeah, 6 rows. And it'll be the height of your ceiling, in case that's important in any way. I don't think it particularly is, but yeah. Okay, no, we'll probably... Well, the other one's a large room, so... There's a good chance that takes like 20 minutes on its own. Although, I mean, we're only 5 minutes in, and we're pretty much already done this room, believe it or not. It's not really much going on. It was just kind of whatever. A block above the gray concrete at the top, you'll fill in the ceiling with also polished diorite. Not really a lot of detailing. You can texture this if you want as well. I didn't. I'd use like diorite and calcite maybe. See, I think that's a general quartz brick texture, or white wool. Could use regular smooth quartz. It's another option. Anyway, it should be the direct center of the ceiling. You want to place 3 sea lanterns going like left to right. It should be 3 off the front and back, and I think 5. Yeah, 5 off the left and right. Alternatively, you just trace this middle polished deep side wall back until you're in the center of that 7. Off each side of the sea lanterns, you'll open spruce trap doors up against them, except for the bottom, obviously. That'll give you this. You could do the end rod lever thing. I abandoned that for a large portion of this build, and then it kind of periodically appears again later, but I just don't like it how it looks sometimes. I've grown to like it more, I think, but anyway, at the base row of gray concrete, you want to place a row of upside down polished black stone stairs behind it. The ones at the ends will kind of curl towards the middle, like so. If you're looking at this row of stairs, we'll take the furthest left one and count right by 1 and place a polished black stone stair facing into the window. You'll then leave a gap of 6 going right, or count to the right by 7, and place another one. You can add paintings off the back of these if you want. You can't see it anyway, so who cares? That's kind of my main motto here. You can't see it, so whatever. On, again, whichever wall you need windows on. For this one, it'll be this wall, and for pretty much every other one, it'll be both walls. But you want to leave 3 quartz bricks off the front and 2 off the back, or if you're seeing only 6 here in total, you're just breaking the middle 2 quartz bricks, because of that bottom row of stairs. You'll then break 2 additional rows up, and I'll bring the polished diorite in the floor outer row. And then I'll place andesite walls on top, and then a 2x2 of diorite walls above. You will need to coat this from the outside with blocks. I don't really care personally, so I'm not going to. But good news, or bad news, depending on how you want to look at it. You want to copy that a nice and solid 4 more times for all of the other windows. Now, again, if you are familiar with structure blocks and know how to use them, here's a great time to use that knowledge. It's easy anyway. I mean, you saw that room took, what, 5 minutes probably? So, yeah, just, I don't know, grab a nice coffee or something and get to work. I don't know if coffee is particularly the best thing, but whatever. I'm not a coffee drinker. It's just kind of, it's like the stereotypical drink in that kind of situation. But anyway, yeah, as you're doing this, make sure you have it perfectly aligned, like on the original file, and just kind of make sure that like you can look at it here and say, okay, yeah, it's not cutting into that wall. 2 rows above, none below, which would mean I'm off by a block. So yeah, 1 off each side of the gray, and again, it's not cutting into the wall, but it is against it. Don't do what I almost did there. I mean, alternatively, you just come out of the bottom row of gray, off the side of it, I should say. And that would be where it would be. If you structure blocked it the way I did, I guess. Because I realized I didn't do it the same. That's definitely not right. Yeah. I think 1 more after this, or is this the last one? It might be the last one. Nope, there's 1 more. Yeah, okay, now I got it. And then I'll just head into the broken one in here. And actually, I should probably add the doors on the other side. That would be important, yeah. You do want doors on both sides, as I had mentioned. From the outside, if you're making the doors from that perspective, it is just 3 quartz bricks on either side if you have the corners in place. So that does make it a little bit easier to identify. 2 more. Overall, though, not terrible. I didn't put much effort into these because you can barely see them anyway, and it was really just me guessing what I think would potentially be in this room in certain circumstances. Anyway. It'll look like this whenever I get back to the area. Nice. Everything should be perfect, and you should have nothing sticking through your wall, I guess. Nice. As for the last one in particular that we did, in fact, structure block, this guy right here. So, you want to, voice crack, you want to find your way inside, however. I'll clear my inventory as well because it's just, I don't know, it's an essential part. But you want to find your way inside this guy. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to break all of the polished blackstone stairs, just because you can. There's really no other reason. There's a couple things we have to do here. Some of them make no sense, and some of them kind of make sense. The next thing you want to do is push your floor up by a block. And when you do this, the door on the left you can just exterminate, and the door on the right you want to push up as well. You can leave it double layered if you want, or you can remove the other diorite, doesn't matter. But I'm just going to replace this with quartz bricks, because again, you want to exterminate it. Although I think we're going to end up getting rid of that wall. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. So yeah, you should have this anyway. You want to... I feel like I should do this one block for block, just because of the implications. Oh no, the wall does actually stay there. Is it in the same position? Of course it's not, no. Get out stone slabs, stone blocks, stone stairs, and quartz bricks. And do double layer this wall here closest to the one that is broken, which is the left wall if you're looking from statues. Right if you're looking towards it. It is asymmetrical, just ignore that. So I guess because of that it doesn't matter as much, but you do want to fill in most of this with stone. What I will tell you is pretty much every row of the quartz brick walls, except for the front one, you do want to coat in stone. Because I think that we're going to end up breaking this wall again. I know we just placed it, but like, you'll see why later. And then from this point, you kind of want to just make it like the rocks are kind of, you know, coming out. So do I even want to do this block for block? Like, there's no point. So I'll just kind of show you roughly what I did. Like, I have kind of like this going on. I know this is a random one. If you watched any of my LN2 streams where I did some of the like terraforming and texturing and stuff, this is actually very reminiscent of that. I don't know why it is, but it is. So yeah, and like I might want to fill higher on this side just because it's in the back side. But really no right or wrong way to do it, just like that. I'll go over it again later because we'll need it again for the other room, but the texturing is stone brick, cobblestone, and andesite if you want it to do it now. Although, I'll go over that more once we get the other room in place. So you can then leave this one and head to the final window here, which is this guy. And head inside your non-existent room. And you want to start off by getting out the following. Hold on, let me get there myself. Okay. Polished diorite. Quartz bricks, I guess that could have been predicted. Red concrete, yellow terracotta, light blue concrete. We'll get out the stone slabs and stone stairs again. And anything else that really makes sense here? Not that I can think of. Gray concrete, actually. So we'll start with that. All the gray concrete except for the base row, you'll just bring back a row. So you're basically making a giant lowercase n. Just like that. You'll place polished diorite off of the bottom row like so. You want to extend, if you're looking at the window, you'll extend the, I'm going to say not the bottom gray concrete, but this one in line with the bottom row of the glass itself. You'll extend this one to the left with 6 quartz bricks. Then in the floor moving towards you from that, you want to place 5 polished diorite. And then up a row from that, and I guess not in the floor, you'll place 5 quartz bricks. Extend that 4th quartz brick from this perspective to the right with 3 red concrete, or 2 red concrete, excuse me. 3 quartz bricks. 3 red concrete, for real this time. 3 quartz bricks. 3 red concrete. Light blue concrete. Yellow terracotta. 4 red concrete. 3 quartz bricks. 2 red concrete. Quartz brick. And then you'll extend back towards statues itself with 4 quartz bricks. And then in the floor in front of that, you'll place, I want to say 5 polished diorite, yeah. Just because it's symmetrical that way. And then up from that again, another quartz brick. And if you want the number, it should extend left by 7 to connect. So my absolutely big brain just realized technically the quartz bricks there should also be red concrete. However, this will actually help us. In a way, you're going to have to trust me. So if you're looking towards the back of this room, you're going to take the light blue concrete and the yellow terracotta and place quartz bricks on top. Along with the red concrete to the left, you'll place a quartz brick on top. Every other red concrete you will extend up by 1. This will just make this part easier for this reason in particular. And then each quartz brick from there you'll extend up by 3. In addition, I guess these quartz bricks along with the red concrete you'll bring up with 2 quartz bricks to give you a level room in height. It's basically, that's one of those like not the spiral patterns, they're like wavy patterns on the walls. But literally every single block of it that isn't 2 blocks high is blocked by desks, so we can't see it anyway. So, like, yeah, it does definitely make it easier to not have to worry about it. In that regard, at least. Nice. Should have this. I don't know why I filled that one wall higher, to be honest. I don't know. There we go. You'll fill in the floor with polished diorite a block below the walls. The gray concrete is higher than the rest of the walls. I am aware of that. That, I guess, is kind of important. I mean, it's not insanely important, but it is something to keep in mind. We can't really, I mean, I'd say we could, I guess, but we won't texture the floor just yet because I want to have the rest of the floor marked as well. From this point, you can get rid of your gray concrete and just for a brief second get our quartz slabs. And at the 2 sides where you have these openings of 5, you'll just connect across the top of them with upside down quartz slabs. The area in the center of this, you'll fill in the ceiling a block above the quartz bricks with polished diorite. And alternatively, it's also in line with the gray concrete. I just forgot what that word was for a sec. Had to remember. Love when that happens. You, like... It seems like whenever you forget a word for a second, you just can't remember it when you start thinking about what it means. But it'll come to you better when you just don't know. I don't understand that. Anyway, you should end up with this. That's kind of the main room itself done. There is still more on both sides we have to do, though. We'll start with the left, because the left is, I guess, a little bit easier. I don't really know. Depends on your definition of easier. So from the quartz bricks here, you want to go kind of up diagonally out with a row of 5 stone. You'll then go, I guess it'll be down diagonally left with upside down stone slabs. Then left with blocks. Down diagonally left with upside down slabs again. Left with blocks. And then you'll go down with 2 rows. you'll place really like 4 odd stone in the floor going out from this, which would be a block below it. Like maybe 4, maybe 3, maybe 2. Something like, well, like this maybe? Sure. I'll bring the quartz bricks on either side over just so it fills in all of the gaps that we'll have. And also, I guess, the polished diorite on the floor to fill in the remainder of what didn't get filled in here. And you can rough this up however you want. I think, like, having some upside down stairs would be kind of nice. Maybe like this, and then turn this into a block and that to or have an upside down slab below that. Maybe stair, block, slabs, just something to make it a little bit less perfect. If I want that one. Well, that literally doesn't make a difference, so yeah, maybe something like this. Just for a bit of difference. Nice. And again, we'll worry about texturing later, because we can't do it yet, kind of. I guess we could. Whatever. On the other side, where you have the quartz brick wall, the wall from the room next to you, this room over here, you'll actually take the front wall of quartz bricks and just kind of connect it into that wall. In addition, you'll break the actual wall in line with it, both rows of quartz bricks. And basically, I guess you want 5 rows broken. 4, 5. So it'll perfectly be in line with the opening on the room we're making. I'll remove this, like, base row of quartz bricks, and then I can just pull the polished diorite across and fill in the floor that way. And so you pretty much want to do the same thing here. You kind of want to just rough this up. Now, the ceiling in this area is actually in line with the upside down quartz slabs. It'll be upside down stone slabs. So if you want to start with that just for a base for the 5 rows, you can. And although there's a couple things we have to break in later, we'll fill in this other wall with quartz bricks just so everything is closed off. And like, again, you know, just kind of spice this up however you want. One thing I did is not at the, I guess, the top row of stone that is a full block visible. On the 2nd and 4th blocks, I'll get rid of the quartz slabs for this. I actually have anvils placed, and they'll essentially be like sticking out, or the long side of the anvil will be, I guess, facing away from the stone. It'll be the short side against the stone, like so, which will kind of give you these little support beam kind of things. And if you want to hold them up with like a slab or something, you can, or a oh, why are my words not coming to me right now? Or just like a barrier would work. There we go. So again, kind of just the same thing going on. I wouldn't rough up the full ceiling for this, just like the area near it. Like I could go about another block there maybe. And again, you want these slabs sticking out, and then even the stone in the floor. Not as much this time, but you know, maybe like this or something. Really, it is just inferencing the way you want. There's one other area we need to be doing something with as far as stone and whatever. It's actually the way you leave this room. So if you head back to the window and look towards the back wall, you want to be where this light blue concrete is. Just below it, this polished diorite you'll break and replace with a stone stair. If I could place it properly. There we go. To the right of that, you want an upside down stone slab. And then in front of that, you want an upside down stone stair facing left. The block to the left will be a gap, and then left of the gap, you'll have another slab. Both behind and in front of that slab, you'll just have blocks. And then right of this front block, you'll have a stair facing back. And then we're going to say 2 more blocks to the right. From that end block, you'll go back 1 and then right 1 again. In addition, out of this row of 3 stone extending right, the middle one you'll place a slab on. So from this point, it's maybe texturing time. If you can avoid it, I would avoid clearing your inventory, because we do need a lot of this. But you can, well, I guess we could get rid of the anvils, quartz brick, and polished diorite. And maybe the stone, what, blocks? Yeah, do we even need the slabs? Yeah, I guess we will need the slabs. So that'll give you 4 slots, but you're texturing all of these stone with cobblestone, stone bricks, and andesites, both stairs and slabs. If you want to just start with like the slab versions and do both blocks and slabs with that, and then, oh, I forgot that would do that. And then go back in with the stairs after. That is a probably logical option. I don't really see anything wrong with that. But yeah, I'll just do this little area with only the slabs because I don't care that much. And it's not gonna matter. But just to give you kind of a sample of what I'm implying here. I don't know why I didn't put any stone bricks here. Just so smart of me. Nice. Something like that. You could do more if you wanted. Gravel's always an option. What else? What did I use? Light gray wool? Those don't have stair versions or slab versions, though. But anyway, yeah, there's pretty much that. Next up, you know the drill. It's the red concrete, yellow terracotta, light blue concrete, little dots around the floor. Or tiles, whatever. And yeah. Think we'll make it to the cave? We might. I think it might be good to get that just like done in this part. The only problem is that gives me an extra step because I was not prepared to get here yet. So, like I set it up, but I needed to take screenshots of it for the part in the video you'll see. And I haven't done that yet, and that's going to take a minute, so I should maybe consider doing that. Either way, I guess it'll be done now, but, well, it's not entirely true. Anyway, yeah, and you should have something like this. You can then get rid of those concretes, and I'll just move the stone stuff forward, and in addition, I can get out the following. Polished andesite stairs. Polished andesite slabs. Pale oak trapdoors. Black concrete, probably. Actually, I use stone, but I guess either one works. Yeah, I'll just keep with the stone slabs. That's fine. That'll save an inventory spot. Sea lanterns, spruce trapdoors, andesite walls, and diorite walls. So I'll start with the lighting, I guess, because that's kind of the easy thing. From the the broken panel of the window, the polished deep wall is just off the side of it. If you trace these out to the 5th polished diorite back, you'll place a sea lantern there. You extend it left and right by 1, and then place spruce trapdoors open up against each side. Nice. From this point, there's one other light we can do, and if you head all the way to the stone on the right here, you'll end up tracing down the middle of the 5 rows, and you'll leave the first 3 stone open, and then, or the first 3 slabs open, and then the next 3 will be replaced with sea lanterns. I love speaking. It's so much fun. The leftmost 2 sea lanterns you'll trace back to this wall, and you'll break a 2x3 at the floor, or of the wall, I guess. The bottom rows of the wall. Fill in the bottom row with andesite walls and the top 2 with diorite walls. Do not bring the polished diorite under this. We'll worry about that later. If you did, whatever, just delete it. It doesn't matter. The next step we'll do is you can actually get rid of the andesite walls and diorite walls and get out andesite slabs, and we'll get out the red nether brick right now. Underneath the door, you want to place red nether bricks. And then left of the bottom block, you also want a red nether brick. Off, not the front row of polished diorite on the ceiling, but 1 row back, you'll place a full row of upside down andesite slabs, connecting the 2 upside down quartz slab rows together, and that's really all it does. It doesn't go further than that. From this point, you want to do the thing with the pale oak trapdoors on the ceiling. Now, I think we Oh, would we have used trapdoors? Yeah, we would have. In musical memory with the little office room, or was it Whack-A-Wuggy, or maybe both? I don't remember. But anyway, if you just take a polished diorite block and place a pale oak trapdoor open off of it to the right half of it, you'll then break the block to the right and place a stone slab above it, or block, I guess would be better. I'll actually get rid of the red nether brick so I can use stone blocks. And it might actually be smart to literally just fill the entire ceiling or a block above it with stone, and then just going from there, breaking the holes wherever. And like, I'll even just break down with it. And yeah, you just want to do this a bunch. All of them should be facing the same way. I don't know why it's like that coincidentally, but whatever. Also, I guess when I said the thing with the red nether bricks, it reminded me of those videos people always post, like, oh, when I'm following an instruction video, it's like, oh, if you, I'll fill in the quartz here. It's like, oh, if you, you will see a black cable or whatever. If you do not pull it out. If you did pull it out, do not put it back in. It's like they're doing that as he's saying, and it's like, oh, darn. Just reminded me of that. Although, I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. It is Minecraft after all, so it's not like the world's gonna blow up. At least probably not. I guess technically speaking that it could somehow correlate. I don't know. Throw your controller, boom, like, I won't assume things though. Anyway, it should give you something like this. It's really the only reason I had that segment is so I could ramble. Anyway, shouldn't have admitted to that, not that it matters. Going along the back wall left to right, we're going to do a fun little pattern here. It's not really fun, but it's a pattern. You want to place an upside down stone stair facing right, then one facing forward, block, upside down stair facing right. Every stair will be upside down, by the way, so I'm just going to say direction or end stair. Stair facing forward, block. You'll then go forward diagonally left and place a stair facing right, stair facing forward, block. Just to the right of the hole up against the wall, you'll be on this last red concrete of this row of 3, and you'll place the stair facing right, then forward, then block, then stair facing forward again, stair facing left, stair facing right, stair facing forward, block, stair facing forward, and then stair facing left. And that'll give you desks. There are some chairs. They're not particularly often, but they're here. On this row, we just made the long one. You should have 2 blocks. You want to take this left one and count right of it by 1 to this upside down stone stair, where you'll place a polished andesite stair in front of it facing into it. These are no longer upside down, for the record. The one desk that sticks forward a block, you'll have a stair off the middle facing into it with a gap of 1 to the right, and then a polished andesite slab here. To the left, you'll take the middle of this desk and you'll place a stair facing left of polished andesite. As far as I'm aware, there's only one other polished andesite slab, and it's from the left side of the gray concrete. From this polished diorite off of it, you'll count just back diagonally left and place a polished andesite slab here. Bear with me for this next little bit, because there's a lot of materials, and I don't like when that happens, and my brain is going to fry immediately. So, you want to start by getting out the following. Light gray concrete, iron doors. I almost just iron bars. I did not mean bars. I said doors, though, thankfully. Pale oak doors. Blackstone slabs. Now, you can use blocks, but I like the texturing of the slabs better because it is different on the top and bottom. Oak slabs. Dark oak sign, red nether bricks, hay bales, and gee, what else is even gonna be useful here? Polished blackstone slabs, I guess. I don't really know. So we'll start with the hay bales because they're weird. If you are basically, where this quartz brick corner is here on the left, you want to be just right of this a block, and you're going to break 4 polished diorite to the right, or whatever the floor material is. Break a row in front of and behind that, and this 4x3 you'll fill in with hay bales facing upward. The way I do this is fill a block under with whatever, and then I'll just place off that block with hay bales. Slash fill also would help, but for 12 blocks, really, you know, I don't know. Middle 2 rows of that, you leave a gap of 1 extending forward, and you'll break both of them. Then break 2 rows moving forward. Before you fill this with hay bales, the front right is red nether brick along with the middle left. And then the rest of the blocks are then hay bales. I'll still fill under all of it though, because I might as well. Moving up on the wall, you'll place a red nether brick on the, or in place of this quartz brick, kind of off this previous one. To the right of these hay bales, if you're looking towards the front now, so it'll be kind of towards the stone over there you're going, you'll place a 2x2 of light gray concrete up against the wall. Now, the iron door on the left half, if you're looking at this, will just be normal. You might have to place another one next to it, although you won't want it there permanently. You just want the handle to face that way if you're in bedrock, because you don't have the option to change it for some reason. Off the other row of light gray concrete, you'll place the iron door, kind of coming off of it like so, to almost give it an open door look. From the top half of this, you'll count left by 3 and place a dark oak sign. Left one from that sign and place an oak slab off the wall with a black stone block below it. Toward you, diagonally right, you'll place another black stone block. Left of the first one, you'll place a light gray concrete with another on top, and then you want a pale oak door on that. It should face into the polished andesite slab. Nice. Before we switch sides, on the 4x3 of hay bales, you're going to look towards the back wall now again, just for a second. You want to take the back right hay bale and count left by 1 and place an oak plank. Place another one in front and then a set of slabs on top from there. Continuing along, actually, on this back wall, you want to head to where the wall goes forward, and you should have this row of 4. Place a 2x2 of light gray concrete off the kind of bottom 2 rows in the center, like so. And then you'll place a set of iron doors off that should face into each other. Look back at the front wall, and if you're looking at it, to the left of this gray concrete, you'll place 3 polished blackstone blocks, each one off of each of the quartz bricks. Extend them towards you a row, and then the ones up against the wall are going to have polished blackstone slabs on top. Above the center slab, you'll place a dark oak sign. And then left of this thing, you'll place a 2x3 of light gray concrete against the wall. It should be going 2 blocks across and 3 high, like so. Leave a gap of 1 going left, place a 2x2 of light gray. Gap of 1, another 2x2. This second set of 2x2, or second 2x2 set, you'll place just iron doors off the back. The first one, you want an iron door off if you're looking at it, the right half that's just up against, and then off the other half, it'll be kind of coming out of the gray concrete like it's open again. Nice. That's a good amount of it done. We're not quite there, obviously, though. We'll do the detailing in this corner and just kind of get this segment here done and just kind of almost work our way across in waves. You want to start off by getting out a monster spawner. Black concrete. Dark oak trapdoor. Stone pressure plate. Stone button. Cauldron. Where are cauldrons? Why can I not find them? There we go. Prismarine brick stair. Pale oak button. And oak trapdoor. So first off, if you're looking at the little door here, you want to be up diagonally left from it and break this half a quartz brick, and you'll replace it with a monster spawner. Somehow you want to get outside. I'll use the hole in the floor over here. You want to get outside and just black off this with black concrete. Wherever it was. Here it is. Nice. Left of the center of the door, you'll place a stone button here. Gap of 1 moving over. Dark oak trapdoor open up against the wall. On the other side, where this first, I guess the left set of lockers are, that's what I'm calling them, at least with the iron doors facing towards each other, just kind of heading towards the stone from there, you'll place a cauldron off the side of the door. You should be able to place it. If you have a stone slab in the way or something, just break it, it's fine. To the right of this, well, actually, you'll take this polished blackstone, this row of 3, and on the left 2 ones, if you're looking at it, you'll place dark oak trapdoors, and on the right one, you'll want a stone pressure plate. Don't step on. I mean, I guess you can. It doesn't actually affect anything. But yeah, I try to generally in builds now keep pressure plates away from trapdoors if I'm like using them both in texturing. Obviously in a situation like this you can only do so much, but anyway, directing your attention to the other wall, off of the furthest right stone stair of the desks, which should be the first one you find. You'll count towards you by 2 and place a prismarine brick stair facing toward you. Count left to the first stone block you'll find, then left an additional 1, and on the top of this you'll place a pale oak button. Left of that, oak trap door. Boop. You can then clear your inventory. I hope none of that is needed again. And get out the following. Pink candles. Blue candles. Spruce trap doors. Stripped spruce wood. Note blocks. Or jukeboxes, whichever, I guess, but no blocks are less expensive anyway. Barrels. Yellow shulker box. Bamboo slab. And we'll go polished diorite stair. I forgot that was there for a sec, I'm not gonna lie. Heading left of this oak trap door, not the next, I guess, stone stair, but left an additional one, you'll place a pink candle. Left of that, a blue. And then on the final upside down stone stair here, you'll place 2 pink candles, not 3. I got a little trigger happy. Left of the desks, you'll place a stripped spruce wood off of the side. Above it, note block. And then you can crouch place off the note block a yellow shulker box facing upwards, like so. Left of the note block, you'll count to the left by 2 and place a spruce trap door open up against the wall. On this desk that sticks out a row, you'll place a barrel on the rightmost block. I have have it facing into the wall, so you don't see the little handle or whatever it is. And then if you count all the way left into the corner here, this back left corner, you'll place a polished diorite stair facing out, or I guess into the wall. You can then get rid of the polished diorite stair in your inventory and get out an item frame and place it off of the back. Just one lonely computer in here, poor guy. Leave a 1 black cap from that computer or whatever, and you want to place a 2x2 of stripped spruce wood extending forward against the wall. Above the back one, you'll place a bamboo slab, and above the front one, you'll place a note block. Get rid of your item frames and get out a cauldron, and from the bottom stripped spruce, you'll count 4 diagonally left and place a cauldron here. Count left by 3, and if you have something in your way, just break it and replace it with a note block on the floor. Count all the way to the front from that, and left a block. Here you'll place a yellow shulker box. Again, just break whatever's in your way. And right by 2 from that shulker box, you'll place a note block there. You can then clear your inventory, and we'll get out 1 more set of materials. Mangrove buttons, polished blackstone buttons, and dark oak buttons. And so really, you only want the mangrove buttons in this area. You just want a few of them kind of around the red nether bricks here. I have maybe 3 like that or something. Not specific, but in this area you want just some polished blackstone buttons and dark oak buttons off the floor, along with really around the stone. So there's a couple around the hole in the floor here, kind of this maybe. And then there's a bunch over at the right side. Just kind of on the floor. Maybe like that. Doesn't have to be specific, but, you know. Just getting some more detailing in. And anyway, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 42 of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 complete. So, next part we'll be doing the cave. I will be giving you a set of screenshots for it instead of doing it block for block, if you want to copy it block for block. The only thing that I will make sure you have right is the spacing from one side to the other. So, I'll give you 1 row of the cave in the tutorial, and then I'll just say, here you go, here's each layer, and I have it with a block that you can count the tiles of, rather than just the dirt. So it should hopefully be easy enough to follow if you wish. But yeah, anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.